Kahla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and I'm on to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, salutation, I come known his work, in truth and sincerity, in the four corners of the earth. All right. And we're going to do this lesson, okay, land backing off the Apostle Horror, okay, uh, just letting brothers know, all right, and, setting that example, all right. The Apostle Horror said, to speak in code, all right, in your videos and in your titles, okay? And that's very important, okay, to the ministry, man, okay? And then doing your work, all right? To speak in code, man, you know, the scripture go into, not letting your left hand know what your right hand is doing, man. All right, the scripture go into being circumspect, all right? And circumspect has a multitude of meanings, circumspect to watch all your surroundings. All right. But if you also look into that word circumspect, it says to take less risk, man. Okay. We ain't a bunch of damn risk takers, in this truth. Our biggest risk is going out on the highways and byways, man. Okay. Because you got all the elements out there. You got all them demons out there and shit, you know. But taking unnecessary risk, man, the Most High is not for that, man. All right. To be, full of that damn boldness and pride, you know, trying to get a damn clickbait title, you know, or just not being wise, All right. But if you follow after the example of the apostles and elders, you can't go wrong, man. Because the apostles and elders, all right, ain't gonna be putting up no clickbait titles, man. They're not gonna be putting up dramatic titles when they not speaking in code, man. Okay, because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is for who? The hopeful elect. Okay, so the hopeful elect is gonna get it, man. They're gonna get the code language that you're putting out there. All right, just like the elders went into Yahweh having them parables, man, because it wasn't meant for all of Israel to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Okay, so he wanted it to be tricky for them, so they don't get it. All right, even though it didn't matter, because spiritually they weren't gonna get it anyway. Because we try to explain it to people and break it down ABC 1, 2, 3, man, they still can't get it. All right, because they're not one of the most signs chosen. You know, but yeah, man, when you use your titles and stuff like that, you don't just put no damn title and put the people, you know, put the people and the name of their country on the title, and say they did this, they did that. They not the they not the people, but not using it coded, man. It is ways to code it. What I use Amalek. All right, because don't nobody call them Amalekites, man. There's people in the racist chats with the where the Edomites be at, you know, them devils, nobody in the news, even in Al Jazeera news, they don't ever call them Amalekites, man. All right. What they do is what the curly hair people do, you know, they they call the other heathen nations Amalekites, so they don't know what the hell you talking about, but that works for me. I don't know if any other brother videos ever got flagged because of that, but I ain't never been flagged, for calling them Amalekites, man. Okay, and that's gonna be one of the fastest ways to get your channel knocked off, man. Is speaking about them people like that, all right, without having coded language, man. All right, because hey, YouTube now, I mean, they just using. Eventually, the family of the word is gonna happen, because Esau now is using his AI to fucking comb the comments and shit. So even the alternatives that you use are getting knocked out. But for right now, we have to do the best we can do to push this ministry, man, and to push the truth, you know. All right, we can weave around those little things, man, until everything is completely shut off, But to just come out and blatantly just go crazy, dropping the J bomb, and then doing this and that, saying they did this and that, you know, yeah, you tripping. Okay, sometimes if a title is too inflammatory, I won't even put Esau completely spelled out. You'll just put E, you know, you'll just put E on there. You don't put the whole spelling out, depending on what the topic is. If you want to put, if you put Esau sold the birthright, that's not more than likely, 90 out of 99% of the time, that's not gonna get knocked out. But if you put you you if you put like you Edomites, all right, or uh going into captivity, but you use the other word and you put a bunch of exclamations on there, all right, then that might, you got a chance of that getting flagged, man. But if you put you so-called white people and then you put E on there, that shit gonna get flagged, man. You pretty much can't put white people, in your title no more, man. They gonna take that shit out. You know, they gonna take it out. All of them, hey, any of you Jakes that's putting videos of the image of Yahweh, putting the with a sword or anything, you going off, man. Because like I said, the apostles and elders do not do that. Your standard, all right, your standard should be the men that have been laboring this thing for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Why the hell is why the hell are you trying to be trendy? You know, why the hell are you trying to keep up with these damn offshoot groups, man, that show you that they carnal as hell? All right, you supposed to be trying to be similar to the men that are above you that taught you. All right, keep it simple, man. But Jake want to be how you say it, push the envelope. Jake want to push the envelope. No, hell no. You're not in this truth to push the envelope. All right, you here to push the standard, man, and to push the gospel. Okay, all them dudes that come into this truth and try to push the envelope. What the hell are they at? The guy said comforter. Where's he? Nigga died of the Rona, man. Who else pushed the envelope? Sick Ari. He pushed the damn envelope. Where is he at? He's on no jumper oh my goodness, begging for a job from an Edomite that cucks his wife, man. All right, these are the dudes that push the damn envelope, man. Fuck all that. Fuck, you gotta be a damn fool, man. Nah, we're gonna follow after the standard that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set up, man. All right, and that the apostles and elders that have been laboring for decades have been doing. All right, that's the whole point of how the scriptures say seeking the old paths, following the traditional ways. All right, the apostles and elders have been able to set up a tradition for us brothers to follow, man. Okay, so hey, we can't be like the people in this fucking world, man, that follow after all this modern bullshit. These women follow after this modern bullshit, and these men too, that follow after this modern bullshit that Esau have created. Esau have created a society of fuck tradition. All right, fuck the old paths. Okay, get with this new shit, man. And what is this new shit? Freaky, evil, wicked. Okay, no compassion. All right, no Men are not willing to submit to authority, man. Okay, men that have more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Men are unwilling to submit to that. Okay, because they was raised by, the B Dub. They was raised by a feminist mother. Okay, so they never had no father. They never got that spanking before. And that's why this truth even transcends, things that occurred in this world, man. Because hey, in this world, when a man, grows up without his father, he's fucked up. He's emotional, you know. He can't respect authority, you know. But this truth is so damn strong, man. It's so potent. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that the Most High and His Son bestowed unto us. That even men that grew up that didn't have a father, this hey, through the teaching of the word, the elders and apostles become the fathers, man. You know, and it corrects all that shit that they learned in the world, man. Okay, it cleans their mind, man. All right, and they previous, understanding, you know, and that's how somebody even like the apostle Paul was able to be converted, even though he put men of the Lord to death. That was followers of Yahweh. He put them to death, man. And this the strength of this wisdom, not understanding, was able to take him out of that and even convert him. So this is powerful, man. But you got to exercise wisdom, all right, while you putting this truth out, man. Okay, even talking about the B Dub, that's why we call it a B Dub, because you do too much putting it completely spelled out, it's gonna flag your channel, man. They had this one channel called Sad Black Woman. Man, that channel, boy. If brothers could find it, I think it's still on there, but that Jake, he ain't uploading it forever. Man, that dude, man, you watch his videos, you gonna be like, shit. The Judite woman is in Babylon is just pure evil, man. You know? But hey, of course his channel got flagged constantly, man, because you can't put that title out there like that, man. You know? And if like I said, man, if the apostles and elders ain't doing it, man, I mean, use your brain, Jake. Okay? The Jake that continue to do what they want to do, man, they just don't want to be as that little child as Yahweh Shah said, man. They don't want to humble themselves, man. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3, giving no offense in anything that the ministry be not blamed. Okay, so we're not supposed to be offended, man. Okay, so the ministry be not blamed, man. All them damn inflammatory ass titles, man. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of views. Okay, but guess what? You're gonna get that email, and that email gonna say your channel after review, you received a flag and you can't post for another week or 2 weeks. And guess what? Now your ass, what was it, a month? It's been a while since I got flagged. It'd be different timetables. Hey, you gonna feel real funny then when you gotta go and fucking create a new goddamn Gmail. You done got 6 Gmails already and shit, you know? But you could have prevented that, man. This Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, man. So we're supposed to be operating using wisdom, man. All right. And not speaking as fools, Because if you come on here being super inflammatory with them clickbait ass titles, all right, you're gonna be looking like a fool, man. Okay. This is Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but to them it is not given, man. Okay, so even Yahweh Shah spoke in parables, man, because he didn't want those jakes to get this truth. You know, he wanted to keep them pigs all right away from the pearls, man. All right, and that's the same way we have to be. Okay, but that's all I had. I pray this lesson is edifying and shalom.